Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome back. Here she is. The smartest girl in the world. No?
Yeah.
More hype?
I didn't like duh.
Yeah. That wasn't good. That wasn't good. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her. You love her. Dishing out the most incredible relationship advice all over the podcast landscape. Here she is in a beautiful outfit from Princess Polly.
Yeah. They won't sponsor me.
Well, you can still give them a shout out.
Okay.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, they're coming one day. Princess Polly, take note. She looks amazing. Here she is, the smartest girl in the world.
Maybe, and then Naveen Nash.
Here she
Are you
is,
taking notes?
the smartest girl in the world, Naveen Nash.
Thank you. That was my co-host, Jason Nash. And we have...
Coral's uncomfortable, I think.
No, Coral
I'm just
loves
kidding.
this.
No, I love tension. I have a tension fet. It's true. How uncomfortable can I be?
Our very first guest
Yay.
on the show, Coral. Do you do last name too?
Just Coral. No, Coral
Just-
Osborne. Coral
just
Osborne.
Coral.
Not that there's other corals, but yeah.
She usually sits here.
I've never seen
I know.
And now she's over
Am
there.
I too close to your husband?
No,
or
you're
is-
good.
Okay.
Hey, so you're a sex therapist, right?
Sex coach.
Intimacy coach.
Intimacy coach.
Sex and intimacy coach. You have a lot more autonomy being a coach than if you're a therapist, where you have to abide by strict regulations. So me being me, and using various modalities for my coaching, I could not abide by those strict regulations. I have my license revoked in a second.
I want to tell a quick funny story about Coral.
Okay. How'd you guys meet?
I did this lady used to manufacture spray tan equipment.
Yeah.
And so I'd have models come in so I can demonstrate how the equipment works when someone bought it.
Yeah.
And Coral was one of my models.
Oh.
And I
Still spray
thought
tanning.
she was so cool. Like, I was like, this girl is like, just like cool. Like, the word cool, I feel like, is Coral. And so I was like, okay, I want to hang out with her. I want to be her friend. And then she ended up inviting me to like a girls like meetup kind of thing, like a business thing. And I spray tanned the girls, and like everyone kind of had a different business. And then Coral and all the girls were all sitting there, and she's like telling the story about a guy, and she's like, it's just like, Geminis are just the worst. Like, I literally hate them. And then she looks at me, she's like, Naveen, by the way, what's your sign? And I was like, oh, me?
Do you have any idea how many times this has
Gemini.
happened to me? I was like, girl, Geminis are, even though you're a guy Gemini, so I shot myself in the foot.
No,
regardless.
Geminis are tough.
I mean, now I'm like, now my opinion is they're fine, just not for you to date as a Capricorn, Coral. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
Capricorn Gemini is...
And it wasn't until I dated a Gemini as a Capricorn that my friend Scott, who has an astrology meme account, I think I send you some of his. And everything he said was going to happen happened. Like it was just like, and I didn't believe in astrology until, or I didn't really pay attention to it until that. And then I was like, okay, you've converted me.
Yeah.
What happened? He flaked?
Just like this, just subtle gaslighty things, and like,
You do that?
like he would talk about playing the indifferent, like apathy thing. Like, we were together for over a year, and he couldn't tell me how he felt about me, and he'd say things like, "I feel the way you want me to feel. It just means more than like." It means more to me, so I don't want to say the words. And I'm like, you're in your 40s. Like, you've been divorced for like 12 years. Am I hitting home? I'll go. But it was just, and then as soon as I broke up with him, because it's like I'm like a fool me once, fool me twice. I'm done. Like, it's almost like kind of sociopathic. Once I see, I can't unsee. Like, I have a high threshold, and then I'm like, I shift, and I'm like, what have I been doing? Like, my standards just click in, and you know, it just kind of refines the algorithm, and I can't. You know, and then usually more often than not, that's when, unfortunately, ironically in life, like that it clicks for the guy, and you're like, what? Now I'm in my worth and you're totally out of what, were we playing a game before we were in a relationship? Like, this wasn't a game of cat and mouse. You're committed to each other. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, once a girl's out, that's it.
Yeah.
Once you lose her.
Yeah.
Have you found that to be true?
Yeah. People they'll just stop if you're not
Jason.
keeping them. Yes.
Have you noticed any difference in your sleep these past 14 days?
Yes,
Or
I have.
maybe your energy levels, have they been better?
Way better.
Why do you think that is?
I think it's because of this little product right here. It's called Magic Mind. What is Magic Mind, Naveen?
It's like a daily shot that you can take.
Yeah.
Like just right down the hatch. And it's amazing. It like basically makes your mind sharper. It makes you have more energy. It has only 12 ingredients, all of which you should be taking.
Makes you sleep better.
It makes everything better.
It's a mental performance shot.
Oh, I saw that some people put it in their coffee or in their smoothie, but I like to just raw dog it.
Yeah, I like to raw dog it too. I have my coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
And as you know, Naveen, I am on live for 5-6 hours a day.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. So I have my coffee.
Yeah.
Then I go to the gym.
Okay.
Okay. Then when I come back from the gym and I'm about to start the live around.
So at what point did you shower in all this?
And then around 11 o'clock, I have one of these. You know me. I'm like brain fog master. Like I wake up groggy.
Yeah.
I used to. When I have one of these, it's just like a boom, laser beam, focus.
Yeah.
Able to do the live. Ton of energy. I mean, I'm no spring chicken.
Magic Mind has been making you a spring
It makes me a
chicken.
spring chicken. And I'm just able to go for 5-6 hours and be focused. And
Yeah.
I think my lives are pretty damn good because of it.
Our life is
I think our
better
life is.
because of Magic Mind.
Yeah. I'm going to have one right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have one too.
Yeah. Cheers. So what does it taste like? So people can know.
It tastes like how a green juice tastes.
It's
I
better
like
than a
this
green
taste.
juice, actually. It's slightly sweet. Like right when you open it, you're like,
It's because I believe it has the highest grade matcha.
you know what it smells like?
What?
It smells like you're stepping into like an amazing oasis in Bali.
And what do the people do if they want to try this?
Guys, if you want to try this, you're going to get a special deal here today, 48% off. Up
48?
to as much as 48% off your first order when you go to magicmind.com/Naveen and Jason. And then when you get there, use the code JN20. So Jason Naveen 20, and you're going to get up to 48% off.
We love it.
Yeah, we love it. Magic Mind.
Magic Mind. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. Back to
And
the
I
show.
love you.
Second.
Yeah, well, we've been doing this for six episodes.
Yeah.
Trying to help people.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
And the one thing we've learned is that
We're always right.
no, I was gonna say people ask about butt stuff.
Oh yeah, and I was kind of telling her that the other day. Like, I think the main thing people have said is like everyone is looking to have anal sex, and no one knows how to ask their partner. Or one guy, what was it? He only wanted to do anal.
The girlfriend said this?
The guy.
No, as the guy said, I only want to have anal with my girlfriend.
Yes.
With anyone. I don't think he had a girlfriend.
Okay. So girlfriend,
He
boyfriend,
couldn't find a girlfriend
Who only
that
wanted to
would
do anal.
just want to do that. So I suggested maybe he go to like a certain website, but he wanted like a real girlfriend, not just like a fetish thing.
Yeah, you can't lead with anal, okay? In my opinion, anal is a boyfriend privilege. Like, that's just my personal rule.
Yeah.
Different
good
strokes for different folks, you
Good rule
know?
of thumb.
But what it means, it's so much more than the act itself. It's obviously the taboo nature, it's the power dynamics, and it's the level of intimacy. I read something recently that was like, there's something about like, I'll have you even in this like disgusting, like there's nothing that could disgust me, you know? Because like intimacy, anal can be messy, and it's a lot of vulnerability you have to put forth. But there's also pun intended.
But
There's also 3 different types of anuses.
I say there's 3 types of anals.
I mean, there's a multitude of.
what do you mean there's 3?
So there's like the ones that naturally kind of Dr. Evan Goldstein, who's the butt doctor, talks about this. There's the natural gaping anus.
Uh-huh.
There's
Jason, you're like, mine.
the middle one, which is like you can work your way into it. You can stretch that with the right amount of work, and then there's the ones that just do not want to stretch. So it's all rooted in your actual physical genetic makeup as well.
Yeah.
Can you go from a tight to a gaping? Is that possible with work
It
and
takes
effort?
a lot of work. So anal training is imperative. I suggest getting a 5-piece set. and you work your way up. It's really like
nuggets?
unsexy. Like something that's like so erotic and so sexy is like the least sexy thing to build to get comfortable with. And
What's a 5-piece? That's like different tools and
it's
toys.
butt plugs.
Yeah.
A 5-piece 5 butt plugs.
It's butt plugs.
Butt plugs, yeah.
Gotcha.
And you get lidocaine lubricant, which is numbing. 3.5% is kind of the sweet spot. But then you want to.
Let me say hi to my mom. Hey, Mom.
I know.
How you doing?
I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad. I love you guys.
No, she watches every episode.
And then you want to switch to silicone as you evolve, because you don't want to be totally desensitized by the time it gets to the real thing that you don't feel a tear happening, which can't happen. Okay, a porn star girlfriend of mine told me all of this. By the way, it's not like I have a ton of
Sure. Us neither.
Yeah. Let's talk. Yeah. Special
and what's
occasion.
a Benoit ball do?
A what?
Benoit balls. Isn't that something you like pull them? They're like it's like a bunch of balls and you pull them out of someone's butt.
We're gonna put a little thing on your computer so you can know.
We'll hyperlink to that.
Yeah, that's our today's
I've never
sponsor.
used it personally. I know what it is. It's similar to like anal beads,
like the
right?
beads.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
I just saw them.
What do you have
curious?
to say about it?
No, I was just curious why they were called Benoit balls.
I've
This
never.
is a safe place, Jason.
Yeah.
It's like Chris Benoit. I don't know the wrestler. I don't know why. So
I
was
think
just curious.
he definitely knows why.
I thought you were gonna know because maybe, but you don't. You haven't dealt with that.
No,
Okay,
I'm
that's
pretty
cool.
vanilla when it comes.
Awesome, we're off the charts already. Let's go.
Yeah. But the thing is, you have to wear these butt plugs like, for a couple hours a day every day and build your tolerance up. So it's a really slow build. So you're like cooking a dinner or you're reading a book or you're watching a movie
It's just
and
up there.
Yeah. Again, boyfriend privilege.
Yes.
But the problem with boyfriend privilege, like I don't sleep with people unless we're dating.
Yeah.
But then so I told that to Jason and he was like, "Okay, be my girlfriend."
So this like rarely does this work. So don't listen to that. That's not.
I was in love with her.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, no problem.
Exactly. But I will say though, it's very rare that if you say something like that to a guy and he'll say be my girlfriend and not mean it, right? Like I'll be like, oh, okay, like I really like you, but I'm just not, you're a great girl and I really want to see you and date. He'll dance around the question, but a man will very rarely lie. And women are usually afraid to ask the questions because they're afraid of the answers.
Oh, true.
So you're saying that's probably not a good rule of thumb to say that to someone on the first date?
No, that was the first date? Was that the first?
Well,
Yeah.
no, it was like 2 years I hadn't seen her. This is the first date back.
Wait, you guys had a date and then didn't see each other for 2 years and then
Yeah.
We had a couple dates, then she moved for 2
Well,
years.
COVID happened,
right.
and then COVID kind of died down a little bit, and I came back into town.
You're like, who's still around? Who's left?
And I reached out, and I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you're still single, but I'd love to get together." And he was like, "Yeah, okay."
Boyfriend? Yeah, okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was in love with her for a long time.
Wow.
I thought about her every day.
Really?
So nice.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't reach out like during COVID, or did you?
I did. She had a boyfriend.
I didn't even know this.
And she didn't text me back. So that was like, I didn't know she
So
had a
you
boyfriend.
loved her even more. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just thought, no, I didn't know she had a boyfriend. I just thought, oh, she's not interested.
Yeah.
And of course, why would she be?
But she didn't like block you or say I'm not interested.
Yeah.
It was like,
No, I just think most people don't text back if they're not. If that's
Yeah,
the
you
message.
know-
If I'm not interested, I always say.
Oh, you do?
see, okay,
Oh,
that's
see,
interesting.
I don't think most people do that.
I that's been something that I've had to teach myself. Like I was terrible with that. It's a big part of what led me to this work. I couldn't just say I'm not interested in someone. If you search someone's come back into my life in my phone, it will come up 36 times. And like I would just say, and then people would realize that no one's come back into my life, and then I'd get myself into this holding pattern. But I also think that people don't want to know the truth, right? Women complain about being ghosted a lot, and men, I'm sure, but like mostly women. And then if a guy were to just say, you're great, it's just I feel no chemistry, or I'm not attracted to, or something, is just everything on paper looks great, but I feel nothing. Like they would rather tell themselves a story. So you have to be self-aware enough to be able to take that truth. And I think a lot of times, depending on what is at stake, if you've gone on one date or if you've been dating for a month or two, then that standard is different.
Yeah.
But if it's a date or two, then like, okay, yeah, let's just slowly back away, and ghosting's acceptable. I don't know.
Yeah.
Subjective.
What would you say if someone texted you, I'm seeing someone?
What do you mean? Like if someone texted me now?
I'm seeing
Or no, just when you were dating.
Like, what would I say?
You said you always gave an answer.
I would never say like, oh, I'm seeing someone. Like, I'm very like, I don't like you because of this.
What? Give us an example.
Like, I don't like. Hey, when we were at dinner, I saw that like you kept taking calls and like trying to like show off, and that's just not my vibe. It's not someone I'm gonna like. So like, just let's not waste each other's time. I don't think it's gonna work.
But it would never be. What if someone was a good person, but you just weren't attracted to them, or something was just off there? Like checking the phone, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like if I'm not attracted to them,
yeah,
I would be like, hey. I'd be like, okay, so here's the thing. I felt, and I can't explain it because I think you're so nice. You're such a good person. I think you're going to meet someone so wonderful. But I just didn't feel like that spark, and I'm obsessed with like the idea. I know it's so silly of me, but like when I meet someone, I feel this spark, and I just didn't feel it. And like it's nothing you did. I'm looking for like that spark, you know?
Yeah.
And what did they say?
Yeah. How would they respond to that?
Everyone I've ever been clear with has gotten like really mad at me.
That is such a good filter though too, right? Like my newest thing is leading with radical honesty and truth. And it's like once you stop living in fear and placating to other people's emotions, it filters out the people that aren't in alignment with you anyway. So it's like it makes so much sense. I've heard this a million times, but I wouldn't do it. I would still people please. And then once you start leading with that, your authenticity, it's like, holy shit, this is actually kind of magic, you know?
Yeah.
Like attracts like.
Also, I feel like you just can't fail if you're being honest.
Yeah. They're going to find out, you know, whether it's a month from now or a year from now or however long you can keep up the act. But why not just expedite that and get there?
I think most people don't find out. And I think most people don't realize their shortcomings.
Yeah, it does.
I was there to tell them.
Yeah, you were.
But what I noticed a lot of the time when you like attack, especially a guy, on something that they did that made you not like them, they're like so ready with okay, if we're being honest, here's all the things you did. And it's like, but you still wanted to date me.
It's not a competition, and it's not a competition.
You still wanted me,
right.
So it wasn't that much of a problem.
Men have fragile egos.
Yeah.
Yes, they do, Jason. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
they do.
Have you ever been like offended by a woman doing anything like that to you, or you've never been shut down?
No, I've been shut down a lot, and I always just go like, yeah, probably the right choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have done it. I would have let you down.
I always say like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I don't hold myself in like high regard.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I don't hold myself. I don't think much of myself.
No, I still can't believe she's here. So.
I know.
Really
you guys are married now. It's like
so
married. I haven't seen her as a married woman, so this is a trip. Do you think that men fall in love in absence and women in presence, that age old?
I'm not too smart, so let me try to digest this.
Okay.
Do women?
Women fall in love in presence and men fall in love in absence. Well, I mean.
I guess that is true.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
I think that's very true.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So she deprived you, and here we are today.
Oh, that's so interesting.
It was all strategy. I
was like, if I just go away for 2 years.
If I date someone else for 2
I'm going to get it.
Long game. The long game. I still don't understand it, but.
No, I get it.
Yeah. What do you get about it? What?
Like I'm probably guilty of like when she's here, like taking that for granted. Mm-hmm. But if she was like when she went to Houston, I was like, oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wondering what she's up to, probably.
Not wondering what she's up to, because I know I don't have a problem with that. But just like not having her like right by me, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're left ruminating.
Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of people.
Oh boy.
I said I was going to have an intimacy
You're
coach
great, by
on.
the way.
Oh, thank you.
You got a lot of good stuff.
She thought it was really cool.
I think you should have your license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're good. I think you're good enough. I think you're
school,
ready.
who wants to sponsor? GoFundMe, my grad school.
Yeah, do it.
Wait, before we jump into the question, I wanted to ask.
I want to go from a 1 to a 3.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's a callback.
Oh, your butt?
Oh, yeah. That would have been a fun thing to do here today. Like, yeah. He's probably, he's like, you
check
could
the
just
Patreon.
Starts with a 3.
That's
I'll be right back.
crazy.
I'm so glad Naveen got that joke.
I was like, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What could it be? And I was like, but?
She doesn't leave me hanging.
Coral left LA to go to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Difference between dating in LA and Texas is it different?
Yeah. There's way more men in Austin, like confined to a smaller area.
Yeah.
They're definitely more hospitable and kind. You know, they're not kind of like placating to this facade of ego. Because here it's like never land, right?
Mm-hmm.
For men and women.
Mm-hmm.
Like for men and women, which is something I realized. I'm like, even the women that are my age a few years ago, they're still thinking the party's never going to end. But they're like, no, I want kids. I'm like, but you're still going to, is One Oak a thing still? What?
I'm not sure. I
don't
think
know.
so.
They're still
Probably.
going to
It's still going.
We've driven by it a bunch.
Yeah, the sign's there. But they're still doing these things. And I'm like, yo, you're in your 30s and you say you want this, but your behavior doesn't mimic it at all. So Austin is a lot more small town, except everything I ran away from in Austin in LA, migrated to Austin. Like all the like, you know, crypto bro, like biohacking Huberman disciples, like that just are very prescriptive, drinking the Kool-Aid. So now I'm like, I'm between Austin and New York mostly, but it's different. It's different for sure. I've dated more people and great guys. Like I've been on more dates in Austin than I ever was in LA, in like 7 years here and I think 4 years in Austin. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
if you're in LA and you're not meeting people, Austin is an option.
Yeah. For women, it's great, and it's weird because I'm Canadian, and everyone says, you know, Canadians are so nice. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't think I'm nice. I'd say I'm kind, but like Canada is the worst dating market ever.
Oh, really?
Like Toronto is like New York's little sister. I mean, I think I paid for all of the 3 dates I went on.
Really?
Like it was like, yeah, it's like big fish, small pond kind of thing. So I actually thought LA was like a major upgrade when I moved here, which was very bizarre. And then Austin, I don't know. It's so perplexing.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Just because I've heard that about different places, how does one go about being the one to pay or like paying half or on a date? Like, is it that you offer? Or like, how does that happen?
I mean, I think whoever asks the person out on a date should pay. So in most cases, in all my cases, I'm being asked, you know?
Yeah.
I've never
So someone's like asked you and then it's like.
Yeah, right? That seems like if I ask a girlfriend okay, this is a bit of a skewed example, but if I'm asking like you, do you want to go to dinner for your birthday? Let me take you for dinner. Like it's my idea. I'm not going to like then split the bill with you if I'm initiating the plan.
Oh.
Or if I'm hosting a dinner party,
right.
I'm not. That's not a potluck. It's different,
yeah.
right? Are we meeting as friends, or are you trying to court me? Like, what's the intent behind this?
So what happened in Toronto when they asked you on dates and then the bill came?
I mean, it would just sit there, and then I had this problem a lot where I would feel uncomfortable with the discomfort, so I would just override the mail.
Yeah.
Like I would just do the thing. I would just pay for the thing.
Just so that it's like, let's just get it over with.
And then I would build up this resentment.
I do that.
Yeah.
But with groups of people, our friends, the bill sits there and then I
That's
grab it and then I'm resentful.
That's the thing with friends too. Well, for me now, I've abandoned that with dating, but like for friends, absolutely. And then it's like, wait, it shouldn't be you shouldn't be keeping score, but at the same time, if someone's doing nothing every time, then you're like, you can't help it. Yeah.
I want to be the person that says I itemized. Who had the tuna tartare?
Yeah. Yeah. And like breaking it down to the fractional sense.
No one wants to be that person, but then
But for the gag, you should do it for the
I'm
gag.
going to try it next time.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she only had like 1.5 bites. So, that's not really fair that we would like, you guys, that's not really fair.
I think it drives Jason crazy because like we don't really eat that much.
We don't really eat. I heard the Ozempic thing. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Like, well, even before that, we don't eat like that much food.
Yeah.
Like
I'm a grazer.
I stop when I'm full. Like, I don't need to eat that much. So like we'll go and like have something small and everyone else is like drinking bottles of wine and stuff and he doesn't really drink.
Oh yeah, we also don't drink, so that's
so
the
then
problem.
it's like you're stuck with this huge bill and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
how
just
guys
not
would do
fair. It's just like, and then you feel kind of subtly gaslit where it's like everyone just assumes it, and you're like, because they're drunk, they're not paying attention, and you don't want to be that person that calls it out. How do you play that? Je ne sais pas.
I'm sorry you have to go through
you
that.
pay the bill and then you bitch about it on your podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, should we do questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you know when to let go of someone and to start dating again?
That's all it says.
I don't think they're talking
that's all
about
we
death. I think they're talking about
That's so
Right.
that's so subjective to like the context of the relationship. I mean, if someone was terrible to you, if it was an unhealthy relationship, regardless if you're asking that question, you have to do the work. It sounds like you can't just decide when to let go. If it hasn't worked out, if someone's let go of you, if you've broken up, then you have to, moving on also doesn't mean moving on to the next person. It means like learning to be okay with yourself and loving yourself, as cheesy as that sounds. But it's not, there is no getting over someone quickly. Like I've been in a relationship for 2 years where it took me like 6 years to get over him. And then I've dated someone for like 8 months and I was over it in a day. So it's like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't know if you can attest to that.
I've been heartbroken a few times. And I think it's just about like a stacking days together. And then eventually you're like, one day you just wake up and you're like, oh,
yeah,
why do I care?
Yeah.
It does hurt.
Yeah.
It's not that it doesn't hurt.
But it's kind of like one day you wake up and like something shifts, right?
Yes.
Like it's not like,
Yep.
It's not so gradual. It's like, in my experience, it's you're in pain. It's a little lighter, but you can't think of anyone else. And then one day you wake up and you're like, oh, I see the other side of this.
100%. In fact, if she's asking that question or he's asking that question,
It's a boy.
then that time probably hasn't come yet.
And still and
but it
own
will.
that. That's okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
And
Like
that's okay.
that's the part of the human experience. People always talk about like, no one likes to say that they're rejected. Like but the truth is you're either the rejector or the rejectee, right? So it's like it's part of the human experience. We all go through it. Doesn't matter if you're Ryan Gosling or whatever. It's like we've all been heartbroken and we've all been the heartbreakers. It's just there's a sliding scale, but that's just our truth.
And would you guys rather be the heartbreaker or the heartbroken?
I would rather be the heartbroken because
too.
I'm a total masochist. Sadomasochist, really, but no.
Jeez, they're both bad.
Hence the like someone's come back into my life because I can't just say like. It is very hard to break up with someone. Like but I don't know. I have a lot of guilt around that, but they're both bad. Depends on the breakup too,
I think heartbroken, it's like it happened to you, so you just kind of have to accept it and you move on. Whereas to like be that person to break up with someone, then you have to like you're like doing it, so it makes it a little trickier. I feel
especially if the person that hasn't done any, if it's like a okay relationship, but it's just not your person, that is the worst because you're like, my feelings just changed.
Yeah.
And they're looking for a reason.
Yeah.
And I always say, there's 4 ways to know someone. It's what they say about themselves, what other people say about them, their actions, and time. And time is the one variable we cannot just expedite. Like it's like someone could be all of those pillars for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and then they could just change, and that's scary.
I hate when everybody's mad at you. That's the bad thing.
Everybody, how many
All
girlfriends
the friends are mad at you.
when the
Everyone's
wife
like,
and your other wife
You're
and
a
your
piece of shit. I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
What do you want? What do you want from me?
yeah.
Gemini men,
People
baby.
are-
Yeah, what
People
happens?
are always mad at
You know,
Gemini men.
you break up, and then they're like, one time I was dating this girl, and I broke up with her, and then her friend called me,
Oh my God.
and the friend is like, oh, you're a fucking asshole. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what she's like, and the friend was like, yeah, I know, and now I have to deal with her like that, and I'm like, well, what do you want from me?
Also, like,
That's crazy.
I try to tell this to, the girls that will post like inspirational quotes or go on rants or even screenshots of from their ex or whatever. It's like, if you push a guy that's already out the door, he's going to go from like feeling maybe guilty, and it's still not going to, he's not going to get back together with you. Maybe rarely, but just assume he's not. He'll be like fucking pissed off. Like, and then it's like, you think you're making him emote, and you're actually making him repulsed. It goes both ways, but let's face it, not many men are posting inspirational quotes post breakup.
True.
Right?
Some. Okay. I hope we helped you.
I've had a group of girls be mad at me when I never dated the person, when they were just pushing this person on me,
and because you didn't like her
for weeks, and I'd be like, I don't like her. I don't want to date her. And then I would show up places. They'd be like, you fucking asshole. And I'd be like, what do you want from me?
What would you say? What was your like?
I don't like her.
And they're like, oh, you don't like this wonderful woman. It's like,
did you give like a why? Like,
you don't have to give a why if you're not dating someone.
Yeah.
This is
they pushed me to a why. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I'm not into her.
Yeah.
Why not?
What did the girl do in this situation? The subject.
Nothing. She never even said anything, but it was her friends like, oh, come on, you gotta date her.
And then her friends are kind of shaming her in that context.
Yeah.
Where she like,
you guys are perfect together.
Oh.
No, we're not.
Yeah, perfect on paper. Also, what does that mean?
Yeah, they shipped it.
Yeah.
And so, do people pay you to work with them?
Yes.
Do you work with couples?
No, I have not.
Not that we need any help. We're perfect.
Yeah. That I'll refer out to you guys. No.
Do you have a Groupon?
Yeah, Groupon. No, I work with single people. Predominantly, I realize that there's an intimacy impasse, especially with like the millennial generation.
Oh yes.
Where it's
No, we know about that.
yeah, and it's everyone's trying to outcool each other. So
talk about this.
Yeah, and we've been raised in this culture of like, oh, you can have whatever you want, you can date whoever you want. It's never and then you wake up and you're like, I have no idea how to be in a relationship, and I have no idea how to sit still with one person and really be seen and speak my truth. And that was through my own journey where I was telling Naveen earlier. I was dating someone just last year, and I realized that I was like 12 when it came to a relationship, even though I'm like 87 as a friend. I was like 12. Like I was like a child, I would still provoke and try to test him. And so I really saw that with a lot of people, no one's leading with their vulnerability and their truth. And like we talked about earlier, that's the essence of any foundation of a relationship,
So you have mostly male clients or female?
Mostly male. It's been really cool too to see, how men have responded to what I've been sharing a lot about sex and a lot about relationships. Like there's this Brené Brown quote that I love where she says the husband of a reader, the fan came up to her and said, I love everything that you're doing for women and shame and vulnerability, but you're doing nothing for men. And my wife and daughters would rather see me die on my white horse than fall off of it. And I'm like, that's so true. Women are complicit to the patriarchy equally, if not more, these days.
You go, girl.
I'm a woman, so I'm allowed to say this
all the time.
I know it's hard for men to talk about.
I say this all the time.
Like
no, I don't. It just sounds good.
It just sounds good.
You're I like what you said though.
Yeah.
You're complicit with the patriarchy.
But it's true. It's like women say I want to be your equal. I want to make X amount of dollars, and I want you to pay for the house, the mortgage, the dinner, the this, and I don't want to do laundry. And it's like we need to. I don't believe in finite roles. Like masculine and feminine. I believe in polarity. So it's like, okay, so what are you bringing to the table, And that goes to just with the, women say they want a man's truth. And it's like, oh, like, why can't I get through to you? He's not emoting with me. And then a man will try to share, most often in longer term relationships. And a woman freaks out because she can't handle the truth, right? You can't handle the truth. And it's like, and then that it just perpetuates the cycle. The guy goes back into his shell. Yeah. So seeing the responsiveness to what I've been sharing from men, just being like, thank you for actually like not shaming this stuff. And it's really good though that I can see why a lot of men work with you, because to get the other side of it is like she's taught me so much. The things now that I'm like, oh right, oh that's why I was. Like what? What's a big takeaway? Oh, like the dating profile thing upstairs. You guys were talking about that. You guys were talking about how most guys' dating profiles are like crappy and indifferent and giving nothing. And I was like,
oh yeah, when I was on a dating profile, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
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 And all kinds of stuff, just like how like women want to be treated, and like putting the amount of time that you need to put in.
Yeah.
You know, and the amount of like check-ins you have to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys don't want to. Not that they don't want to do it. They just don't know how.
Yeah.
You know, or they just don't.
They don't
realize.
know how. They don't.
And
yeah.
I still don't. I still mess up. I'm still like, oh fuck, I forgot to see if she was all right. You know, today.
Yeah. Well, like vulnerability begets vulnerability, and trust begets trust. So it's like if you model that behavior, and this is up to, I think, a lot of women to do, right? Because men were not raised like that. So women do have more of a baseline emotionally. So it's like, rather than play a game and expect them to read your mind, ask for what you want, you know, set the standard. Like, don't, or else it's just a Mexican standoff and the guy's not even aware that he's playing.
Yeah.
Or you're going to attract a guy that also is playing. And if you're playing the game, you're going to attract the players, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Not a player. I just cuss a lot. You know that song?
No, is it rap?
Is it what rap song is that?
Big pun.
Big Pun? Oh, Big Pun. I remember Big Pun. Before your time.
Naveen banned Pound Town in the house, by the way.
Really?
So you know.
Why?
I just really believe, like, I believe this
I say
in
it on
my
my live all the
soul.
time. It's like a joke.
You get safe space. Safe space.
like a
Don't
really-
shame him. Do not shame him.
No, it's not a sexual act. It's a song.
Okay. It's both. It's both.
Coral, it's the most vulgar.
Can that be the intro track to this episode?
It's an insane song. And he's like blasting it in the house. And I just really believe the things you hear.
Even though you're already married and he's like...
No, I literally feel like he's like my teenage son and I'm a mom. And I'm like, you cannot play
Well,
this kind of
that's-
music in the house.
No Pound Town. No, I always tell my live. No
Now-
Pound
now
Town.
pound
No
intended.
Pound Town in the house.
That's so funny you say that, though, the things you hear, because my therapist said that to me. Like a couple old therapist. I cut her. But she said to me, she's like, you know, do you ever think that the music that you listen to is kind of like ingraining in your soul? Like you listen to all this really dark, melancholic music and like all about tragedy and love. And like, I'm a big Nick Cave fan. And I was like, yeah, like, whoa, I internalized this. Like, I didn't trust love unless there was some like tragedy affiliated with it, you know, like stress testing it. Like,
Yeah.
That's really good.
yeah,
I
it's this
think it's
insidious kind of
true.
thing, you know?
That's why I think like if you feel like you're having like bad luck in love or like just something's not right, I'm a big advocate to just listening. I sound so boring.
What do you listen to?
Just listening to classical music for like 3 months and just see if there's like a difference in your life. Don't listen to anything with lyrics because
wow.
it's affecting you and you don't even know it. Like think of like if someone was telling you the same thing every day and we listen to songs on loops.
Yeah.
It's like you're taking
Subconsciously
that on.
taking that in. Yeah.
I think it's music is bad.
No, I'm pretty sure there's like music is bad. Music is
You
bad.
heard it here first, guys.
Music is bad.
Music is
Music is
Music is the devil.
Yeah, burn the records.
You ever
burn
know
the
anyone that
records.
didn't listen to music?
Yes, and that's
funny.
I'm a
You
psycho.
listen.
I'm an elitist.
I listen to music.
Yeah.
My dad told me that once.
What?
I
Told you
don't
what?
like music.
Are you
No,
serious?
Because me and your dad are the same. It's that if I'm just bored, I would never, like, I know a lot of people when they like clean the house or they do dishes, like even my sister, when she gets ready, she'll blast music.
Yeah.
I'd never do that. Like, I'll listen to music if I'm working out.
I can't work or like think and listen to, because I'm just ingrained in the music, right?
Yeah.
So I can't be doing like, which is also a problem because it's so consuming.
Yeah.
Like I can't do the passive music thing or like have a conversation with someone with my favorite song in the background because I'm not listening to the person I'm talking to. Like,
You guys
So
are-
you're really taking the
same
music
with
in.
no. Here, strangely, even with sex too. It's like this sounds really crazy. But there was this, I remember several years ago, I just started dating someone and like my favorite, most romantic, emotional song came on when we slept together for the first time. And I remember being so sad because I was like, this is not you. This is not about you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have to be very careful.
Reminded you of someone else?
He hasn't existed yet.
Oh, right.
I was just like the feelings that they're describing.
What was the
song? Baby's Arms by Kurt Weill.
Oh, I know Kurt. I know one song by Kurt Weill, but I don't know.
Well, you're about to know too. Yeah. Yeah.
I listen to music I have different music for different things that I do.
Such
you
as
truly listen to everything.
Certain
though.
types of music for certain activities.
Yeah.
Cleaning
Okay,
the
so,
garage,
yeah.
cooking, working out, all different kinds. Yeah.
So Pound Town would be for what?
Pound Town
For
gets-
everything.
Gets the live going. I'll tell you.
Weirdly enough, Pound Town is his work music.
Yeah,
which
what is that? What's that
wild.
saying? You know, let's unpack
I haven't
that
played it
one.
in months.
Yeah, haven't worked.
I haven't played it. She banned it. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a joke.
It's an awful song.
I can't
Yeah,
wait
I
to
can't
listen
even
to
remember how it goes because I haven't heard it in so long.
I'm gonna listen to it on the car ride home.
It's
It's just vulgar.
it's
Sexy
just
Red.
gross.
Sexy Red sings
There's
it.
one point where she says, "This is the lyric that stood out to me the most," because I was like, "What is this man listening to?" It's like she's talking about how her butt is brown, her butthole, and that everyone likes to sleep with her, and that she'll never want one man or something, and then she's
Who
cheating.
sings
and
this song?
Sexy Red.
Some lady.
I don't know. Is this
Not
I
a
said
nice
it several
lady.
times. Neither of you are
Yeah,
choosing to hear me.
yeah.
There's
I don't
something
know.
about
She
the
just
word
says, I don't use
sexy
literally.
red is
yeah.
like, I'm not
Sexy
registering
Red, what's
that
up? Come on the
as-
podcast.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Next question.
Okay.
Are we doing a good job? Are we answering? I feel like having you here is good.
I'm loving it. I feel like we haven't really gone through many questions.
Okay, yeah, we should probably
and
focus on
we're,
that.
We're already at 45
We've
minutes.
got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I've been
Oh,
chatting a
okay,
lot.
Okay,
Okay.
recalibrate.
Focus.
All right.
We're having too good of a time.
Okay.
I just love having like a third person here. So it's like,
Yeah, it's much easier. Yeah.
okay. I feel like my husband is only loving when he's interested in getting lucky that night. He's not a fan of PDA or physical touch outside of the bedroom. What are some ways to be intimate outside of that?
Outside of the bedroom. Well, this requires a conversation. Like there is no way to trick someone into getting what you want if it's the real thing. You know, and as I said earlier, like real intimacy is not always sexy. It's messy. You have to have those uncomfortable conversations. So, you know, I would start by saying like regulating your nervous system, making sure you're calm, never be accusatory, and addressing this with your partner and saying, you know, this is what would make me feel good. Don't say this is what you do or you don't do this. Just say, you know, how I would really like to, you know, receive love. Or when you do this, when you hold my hand, that makes me feel really, that makes me feel horny. That makes it, you know, that turns me, like you can use something that you would like and pertain that to their idyllic self. So they want to get laid. They like, that's how her husband feels love. That's how he bonds with her, which is very real. So she could say, you know, when you take me to dinner and we go on a walk and you hold my hand or you put your hand on my leg, like that makes me feel this way, and provokes arousal. You know, there's ways to work around that. But you have to also gauge his response too. And if he's still shut down, then you have to be comfortable getting more real and say, this is how this makes me feel. You know, I feel like, and I feel like I am, you know, neglected and I'm not sexy and, you know, you don't want to spend this time with me. I feel this way, not you are doing this. And then if that's still not working, I'd say you got to go to a third party, right? And that's not cheating.
cheat?
That's not,
Oh, I thought you meant like a therapist.
no, a therapist is what I mean.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm not
Naveen,
really.
get your
You gotta
mind
get
out
it
of
from
the gutter.
someone else.
Yeah. Well, people
party.
do that too, but lots of people lead with the cheating, right? That's when they
good app
instead of
name.
having a conversation.
Third party.
Third party. That's what this is. That's what this is.
No. No Pound Town.
No Pound Town.
Good answer.
That was a great
Good answer. Great answer. I think that guys have a tough time with that.
But also, like, how did the relationship start? You know, like,
Did he used to do those things?
Yeah, because then that's indicative.
Preach.
That's symptomatic of a lot more than if he was always like that way, but you were just, you know,
Got to work at it,
fucking
fellas.
like rabbits. Yeah.
You gotta work the cheese wheel. You know, you gotta.
Relationships are living, breathing entities. They're not passive. you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning too. I'm learning that.
You're doing a great job, Jason.
Yeah, he's here.
Thank you, honey. Love you.
Okay.
Okay, don't say it back. That's fine.
No, I love you so much, more than anything. Okay. I want to hear your opinion about how soon into dating should you ask the important questions, like, do you want kids? What are your intentions with pursuing this? What does your idea of marriage or relationship look like, etc.?
Great questions. So, I mean, there's different viewpoints on this. I believe it's important to lead with that. Lead with what you want before
First date?
Before it's personal. Yeah. I have a playful way of doing it on dating profiles. I made a husband bingo card where it's like, you know, I say no Geminis on there, for example. And but it's like, you know, I think I say something about or I definitely have monogamy on there and you know, introvert over extrovert and like wants a family, but then I have some playful things like a Nick Cave fan or whatever.
So that's on your dating profile?
Yeah, it's a
Really
playful
good.
way to incorporate that because then you see how people respond to it. It's like also it's putting out there. But it's not being too intense. But I also think it's important to have that conversation. Keep it light out of the gates on a first date. Oh, so is this what before you have emotional attachment? Because if you wait till 2, 3, 4 dates or a month in or a couple months in, you have no leverage, and then you can't see straight.
Yeah.
Right. Like always lead with what you want because someone is not going to lie to you up front about that. And if they do, then you have that standard set and you'll know.
How good looking are Nick Cave fans? Do you define that they're...
No one that listens to my kind of music is good. Like, that sounds terrible. Like, if you are, please DM me. No, but like, I'm a big psych rock, like shoegaze, psychedelic rock and shoegaze and like Nick Cave.
Shoegaze.
And it's all
What's
like...
a shoegaze artist?
Like a band called Low or Slow Dive. I'll make you a mixtape. I'll make you guys a
well,
the
thing, not to, you know, try to get you with a Gemini person, but Gemini men and Gemini women, if someone likes something, like Jason's obsessed with Steely Dan, who I'd never heard of in my life, and now I'm listening to them every weekend. If I like someone, I'll like give the things that they like a fair chance.
Yes. Hottest thing ever, by the way.
And then it's like, oh, cool. I didn't know I liked this, but
Good point.
That goes with insatiable curiosity, which is, I think, the most fundamental quality in someone. Like I was dating this guy last year and I was reading this book and called Sperm Wars, phenomenal book, evolutionary psychology and biology. And he read it too. I didn't ask him to. And then he just picked it up and he read it. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever that he just took his own initiative to do that. And that made me so much more attracted to him. Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I went and saw Taylor Swift.
I can't talk about Taylor.
She doesn't like Taylor Swift.
Oh, you don't like Taylor Swift?
But for someone to go to a 4-hour concert when they're not a big fan, because I like her.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
a statement. That's a statement.
It's not hard if you love the person.
But also,
because
he's acting like he doesn't like Taylor Swift. He was singing every song and dancing with me, and
I don't think there's any amount of love that could get me to do.
I was enjoying watching you have a good time.
Right.
That's
it was just the best night.
Right.
If I was there by myself, I'd be like, she's good. Don't get me wrong. She's great. Super talented.
I think she's probably like the most intelligent businesswoman in terms of the entertainment. I couldn't "Sexy Baby" is a lyric in one of her songs.
Yeah, no,
like it's
I'll
like
the
visceral response is
Any of her like top hit things.
Oh, so you're a B-side.
I like her. I think she's a great writer.
Yeah,
but I can't defend "Sexy Baby."
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Right now it's "How Does It End." She just like talks about how it feels after a breakup so spot on.
Right.
Like it's like poetry.
How is it? How do you feel after a breakup?
Well, I feel great because it's like, okay, now I can find my husband.
She's like, if I were as a sociopath, if I were as a Gemini,
were sad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, like that's how I felt like first breakup ever. And it's like,
which is how?
Whoa. It's like
let's just say it again.
You feel like your heart is ripped out of your body. You're like, and then people are asking you like,
and you're like, who am I outside? Like, why is this is this kind of pathetic? Like,
it's so lame.
Yeah. It's like, and again, it's part of the human experience, but you're like, how could someone have the power, like, even if they didn't do anything wrong, but how could someone have the power to make me feel this way?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, it's terrifying. Like, it's like that I just lost myself. I just like, it's like my guts have been ripped out.
But so that's the things Taylor sings about.
I'll read the lyrics. I won't listen to the songs. I'll read the lyrics.
Let me hit you with one more.
What time? What time is it?
3 hours long. Yeah. She has a song called LOML. Okay, which you would think love of my life.
Okay, I wouldn't. Okay, I wasn't going there. We're going.
Because the guy keeps saying she's the love of his life. And then the very last lyric in the song is you're the loss of my life, right? And then she says, what a valiant roar. What a bland goodbye. Are you guys with me?
Yes,
yeah.
The coward claimed he was a lion.
Oh.
I'm combing through
That's pretty good.
the braids of lies. I'll never leave. Never mind.
Did you rehearse this
Like,
in the mirror?
What the heck? Who
Also,
writes that?
says it every
did
morning.
ChatGPT write this? I mean, we could do an album right now.
No, it's so good.
That's pretty good.
That's very
I
good.
will
So
say that's not
good.
Sexy Baby, and I have not heard that,
Yeah.
so I'll give you that. I'll give her that. We could do a whole episode
You know, guys.
We should do
on,
it.
on-
This is
on
a
dissecting
Taylor Swift
Taylor
podcast
Swift lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope I converted you.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of like, I'm going to be in my head for a while about this one now. Like, maybe I was wrong.
Maybe Nick Cave will cover one of the songs. And then
He would do that and just shock me.
Someone did a like test thing where they had like a, you know how people can change voices, like they can make any singer sing anything.
Yeah.
And they had this like kind of country folky voice sing some of Taylor's best songs, like not the top hits, and they played it to guys that hate Taylor Swift.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
And they're like, this is really good. This is amazing.
You need to do that to me. I am the guy that
just
you
like,
need to do that to.
Just like tricky, because it's like, oh, the lyrics are good, but there's just something about Taylor where we're like, like how deep can she be?
That would be a great experiment for me on myself.
Yeah.
Like throw it in a mixtape with a
Yeah.
bunch of others and see what happens.
Okay. That's enough, Taylor, for today.
Yeah, stick a pin in it.
Okay, we'll do a couple more questions and then we can be done.
Oh, okay. All right, guys, that's fine.
I'm
I'll just
sweating.
go fuck myself.
You hot?
then.
Is it-
It is hot.
Sweating.
It is
Really?
hot.
Yeah, so I got nervous about this dress. Like if you could
I think
see
you
my
guys are
sweat.
in the. You're in the light.
Okay. Okay, this one's strange. If a guy DMs you, you guys start talking, he says, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but we're not dating and we've only been talking for like a month, but we see each other a lot. What do you do?
No, non-starter.
You don't move in?
Someone doesn't know you. Listen, there's the exception to every rule. You guys are Geminis, so you're like very much like probably your love at first. That actually happens with people like you. But like
With your
generally,
kind.
no. Someone, I actually am. I'm probably too far the opposite, where I'm like, someone likes me too soon, and I'm like, but you don't actually know me. It takes a while to, you know. So if you lead with the "I love you" on a DM. I had a guy
DM
that
is crazy.
I had a guy say that to me. You know, he was like, "Oh, you love me," like after we've been dating for or seeing each other for a couple months, and I was like, "Don't use that word. Do
Couple
not
of months,
like
Coral.
do not." Wait, it was long distance. I was like, "Do not use that word." I was like, "This is what that word means to me." But no, and then DM, absolutely not. Like it's
DM
like if you can't say that to someone's face, and then also, you know, the timing of that, I don't know. And has he said it in person? It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he
It
said
means
that in person.
it's just a hard no, not a soft yes.
Yeah, guys, don't do that. That's really bad. Don't say I love you
Yeah, ever.
ever.
ever, and not until it's like.
Well, know what
really
it
ready.
means if you're especially if you're dating a woman like in her 30s, for example.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you're a kid, your kids are dating, then it means something different. So
Yeah.
know your audience when you're using those words, right?
True.
Also, like, no, yeah, like, I think it's really important to play it cool.
I don't like saying play it cool,
No,
but
let's
just
let's
don't.
figure this out because I like this topic.
Okay.
So go ahead.
But
I think it. What's the word you would use?
You know, establish slow build.
Slow
A
build,
slow
right.
build. And I have definitely oscillated between extremes where, you know, I would be very playing it cool. I'd be very reserved and or not reserved, just kind of aloof, I'd say.
I'm talking about just from a guy's perspective.
Yeah. No, but you want to see their humanity and some sensitivity, right? The smartest thing a guy can do to
I love this.
be
Go.
play it to play it cool, but also be endearing and get the woman to opt in is ask questions. Again, that insatiable curiosity, asking
said that
questions.
before.
Because it's like they say about love, you know, it's not. It's how someone makes you feel and not how you feel about them. Ideally, it's both. But if you think about it, it really is like you kind of want to fall in love with your ideal self. You want to be seen. That's being seen. When someone sees you in that light that you always want to be seen, that's what love is, you know?
Right.
So by asking questions, that's how you get there. That's how you get the I love you without saying those words.
I just think that there's something to like scaring the girl off.
With saying I love,
Yeah, or maybe not even saying I love you, just like, you know, over texting or over.
But to be fair, I feel like, so you played it cool at first, like think of before the 2-year thing.
Yeah.
You were playing it cool. And then when I kind of took the reins in a sense and I was like, we should just be together.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I've been obsessed with you. But I'm just someone that like playing it cool is just like, that's why 2 years went by.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
someone
but
obsessed. I need someone obsessed.
I think I would have scared you off.
But also,
I don't think so.
If I had come with all my feelings for you in right away,
it depends on the person.
you would have
Depends.
been like, oh my God, this guy's crazy.
No, I'd be like, this guy gets it.
he gets, well, it's like the fine line between.
I am crazy.
Yeah, here we are.
You know, so I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's
just
the
a
fine
thought I
line
had.
between like
It worked. I got you.
you know, there's this analogy of like stalking and like flattery or persistence, right? If it's someone you're really like, look at the Notebook, for example, right? When he builds the house, he goes to these extremes, and then like if she didn't feel the same way about him, that would be psychotic, right?
Right.
Or writing a letter every day for a year, okay? Which I've had that happen on the receiving end, and it's like with an ex-boyfriend, and I was like over it, and it was terrifying for me. So it's that fine line between persistence. I gave them I gave the letters to my ex-boyfriend's sister, who's still one of my best friends, because it was bad like juju to have in the house. But my mom was like, just in case you need these for any sort of legal, like hold on to letters, but don't keep them in your house. So I gave them to my ex-boyfriend's sister, who's one of my best friends.
It's going to be quite the art project.
Funny.
Yeah, it was a mouthful.
That's something you do.
I would do that.
Yeah.
Like, make it known that you like her, but there's a lot, you know, like.
But it takes two to establish. Like, she needs something to actually work towards.
You need someone to come back to you.
Yeah. It should be, you know.
Not like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you now?
I do think
Can we go out?
Having intent is enough. You know,
Yeah.
intent over effort. Being the over effort guy, it's like, no, you need to just establish that connection. But getting that intent, setting a date a week in advance. Also, don't lead with like texting every day if you can't. You know, what is it? Write a check, your ass can't, whatever it is. Like, if you can't live, if you can't live up to it, then don't. You know, be very careful out of the gates of like setting that standard of communication, because then if it slips at all, it's gonna fuck the whole thing up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Next.
we have time for more?
Let's do one more.
Okay, do one more.
Might as well. I wasn't looking at time. I was just making sure it was on.
Okay.
My bad.
Is it?
Okay. Should I withhold intimacy with my boyfriend?
Oh boy, wait, already.
If
Glad
I
we got this
don't
one.
feel like he's actively dating me, like taking me out on dates, paying for me, complimenting me, basically still trying to pursue me. I feel like he's been slacking, and I've brought it up, but nothing has changed.
Ooh. I mean, again, this is a context thing. How long have they been dating? You know, was there an issue before? Was there an argument? Was there some sort of some like pertinent issue that they disagree on, or some value system that they're just, if she's brought it up, I'm curious how she brought that up, if it was accusatory. But what do you have to say about this?
My man's sitting around playing Madden all day, sounds like. You know?
I think he's sitting around playing
Just
video
like
games.
video games, ignoring her.
But don't withhold, like you can say, it's not withholding. You can say, I don't feel like my body wants to be, like I'm not feeling connected to you, and I'm not feeling turned on by you, and I don't feel safe and vulnerable, like because of this. And if he's still not meeting her where she's at, if she tries A, B, and C, and then it's not the right relationship.
Yeah.
You know, like this is your life.
What do you think, Shrimp?
I think
I call her Shrimpy.
I was wondering where that came from.
I think withholding sex is just weird.
No. I can't
like,
stand when, you know, women do that. You can't weaponize that stuff, you know, because men feel love through sex, right? That's like, that's a real thing. And so, I mean, so do I, you know?
And I just think if you withheld sex and he's not taking you out on dates, and he's not paying for you, and he's not complimenting you, and he's not pursuing you,
is that a boyfriend?
He's just gonna break up with you.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, okay, well,
then what's a relationship?
Yeah.
What is a relationship if not those things, you know?
and I think if you brought it up and nothing has changed, then that's not good.
Yeah. I mean, again, it depends on how.
Yeah, like how she brought it up.
Not being accusatory, but if she placates to his human side too, and he's still not responding to that, and she makes a suggestion to maybe bring in like a therapist, or go, and that's a hard no, or then it's not a relationship.
Yeah.
Have him call me.
Yeah.
I'll tell him what
Men's
to do.
group.
Have him reach out to Jason, and
I get a DM.
Yeah. He's taking my
he'll
business
solve it
away.
for you.
I don't do couples, so.
Andrew.
Let me see if I can sneak one more in. This is a good one.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. I don't know how good to say this word without laughing.
Okay.
And I'm not laughing at you. I just have trouble saying certain words because I know I seem like really mature. I am very immature. I was in a long-term relationship where I lost my virginity with the guy. I was always confident in the bedroom. After him, I started to date another guy where I read a text message from his phone where he told someone, I have a loose, flappy vagina.
Oh my God.
I'd only been sexual with one other person before him, so this really confused me. Until I realized it was my labia he was referring to.
Ooh, she didn't even know. Okay.
So I have become painfully insecure about this ever since, and it's been 10 years since that happened. I've been thinking about getting labiaplasty, but I can't imagine the pain involved, and I always feel embarrassed sexually now. Like I have an ugly vagina, and I think men will be grossed out or turned off by me. So I've been avoiding having sex. How can I overcome this?
Okay.
Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, you're the guy.
No, you're right. I'll let you do it. You're better to
you go
answer.
after
Okay.
Coral.
Well,
I'll go after.
First of all, I have a great vagina, so I can't really relate to this.
No, same.
But seriously though, but
Maybe I'll wait.
but I have asked I asked pretty much any guy if they care about vaginal aesthetics, and I think maybe 1 or 2% have said that they do. Like it's smell, pheromones, that kind of different, but I do know that that's not. It's mostly in her head, but that is a confidence thing, and. If the labiaplasty is going to get you in that, if you've tried other things, if you're trying that positive self-talk and it's not working and you feel that insecure, it's been 10 years, then maybe you do explore those options. But the right guy, just know that the right guy that's not going to be a deal breaker, but you also have to be embodied. You have to feel like your authentic self and feel like you can, relinquish control in intimacy. And if you can't do that, then maybe you do have to pursue other means to get yourself there.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a fixed answer. I think it's.
You want me to go?
I have a lot to say.
Okay, so
best for
I
last.
have a lot to say about this.
That guy that said that, okay,
is an asshole.
Couple things. First thing, I'm going to come for you.
Yeah.
This is why we don't go through people's text messages. It's not something he would have ever said to you. He probably loved it. Sometimes if someone looked at my text with my best friend, they're vile, and it's just shit talking. It's just to make her laugh. Like,
That's
I don't mean any of it.
So
like
true.
I would be so embarrassed if someone pulled them out. So it wasn't meant for you to see. I'm sure he didn't think that. He's just making a joke, and that sucks to read. But that's why you really can't go through people's phone.
Yeah.
You just have to be confident in yourself. I think reading that, that would have messed me up too. I'm not even I would have gotten a surgery.
Yeah, yeah.
But guys don't care.
Yeah.
They really don't. They're happy to be there.
Yeah, so true. But I also on that text message thing, as soon as you feel even compelled to go through someone's phone, it's over. Just end it before you ever do that, please. That tells you everything you need to know.
If you go through anyone's phone, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah, you'll find what you're looking for. And you're right.
It's like you're going in there with this okay, I
confirmation bias.
saying.
You'll find the thing. And to your point, if you were to go through even guys that I've been in serious relationships with and loved, and I'll say things just for the value of the laugh, and it's like just to be provocative, and it's like they know I love this person, they know it's so. Having said that, also that would very much so screw me up.
I think this is a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. This is
terrible.
This is awful what she's going through because it's bullshit.
Jason's like, why don't you show it to me?
No. No,
Submit.
but it sounds like 100% BS. It's one guy that doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Probably never been with any women anyways.
Like you lost your virginity to him. He probably lost his to you. He doesn't know vaginas.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And it is probably completely, my guess is 100% mythical.
Yeah, it's
completely mythical.
It's like
no surgery needed. It's nothing.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
It's like the boy that throws rocks at you on the playground, right? It's like... that means he really likes he really likes you. It's like, why would he be dating you and having sex with you if he didn't? But it's awful that she had to see that, and it does come down to doing the work on your own confidence, though. But but men, I mean, do you care about that?
No.
Yeah. See?
No.
I swear to God, I've asked
gaping asshole.
hundreds.
That's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But also, like, there's nothing more unsexy, in my opinion, than someone taking their clothes off and then being insecure about something. Like, if you go in guns blazing with whatever you have, it's like, if you're confident, the person's like, oh, she's confident, she's hot. They're not like picking apart little pieces of you. Like, yeah. Or at least I don't think so.
I agree. As Dr. Ruth R.I.P. said, the most important 6 inches are between your 2 ears, and like, it's that energy. It's the It's attraction chemistry doesn't make sense on paper. It's this felt sense, and confidence is everything. It's just, that sounds so cheesy to say, but it's very so true. And there's no fast track to confidence either. No, isn't. Like it takes a while to get there. It takes lived experience. Some people never get there, but just do the work.
Yeah.
How do you get more confident?
Sleep with more men that will compliment your vagina. Probably. How do you get more confident? I don't think it's linear. I think it's what about yourself do you love? Let's dial in on that. Okay, so maybe your vagina you feel insecure about, right? But then what do you feel secure? What are your features? What is it? Your intellect? Is it your a certain skill? Like, what makes you feel confident, and double down on that. Like, I can't dance for shit. I'm the worst dancer ever. I have no rhythm at all. Like, no coordination. Like, you'd think that would translate to the bedroom. It's like terrible. But I know that I'm very loquacious and I'm relatable, and that I can play music, and like, so I double down on the skills that I'm confident in, and also have no issue with the ones that I'm not. Like, that's you're not supposed to be good at everything. We're not supposed to be the best and look the best and all of that.
Facts.
Yeah.
I really wanted to say that. It's like in me.
That's your catchphrase now. Facts.
Yeah. Taking it from the kids.
Yeah.
They just go facts after you've like said something so profound. It's like that's all you're gonna give me.
The Gen, whatever this one is.
Yeah.
What is Gen?
Gen
Z. When are we in? No, it's past Gen X.
Oh, we've passed Gen Z.
What's after?
No, Gen X is way older. It's Gen Y.
There's a Gen Y.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
I don't know them.
That's people like who are like 9 and 10.
They're not watching this then.
No. Okay. You never know.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, with Gen Y, you don't know. You don't know.
They watch podcasts now.
Yeah, they have them.
Okay. Well, Coral, this was so fun.
Yeah, you were great.
That was a blast.
Good job.
I'm obsessed.
Thanks for coming.
I was kind of using you as like a could I have guests? How does it feel?
Well, we set the bar high.
I love it.
Yeah. She's got good answers.
The next person, I'm like,
who's next?
I like it.
Who's next in the queue?
Shaq is coming in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, me and Shaq. Okay.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Just you two.
Okay.
He's actually helping people with relationship stuff now.
Really?
Oh, we should open and practice together. I gotta check it. Really, he is?
No.
Oh.
She's like, who's my competition?
Yeah. Wow, everyone's doing it.
My guess is your vagina is perfectly fine.
Do you think size matters? Speaking of Shaq.
I think there is a threshold, but in general, as long as you meet that threshold, micro penis, that sounds terrible. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. On this
or as my
podcast,
girlfriend calls them, face smashers. So terrible. Do you understand how that works?
Face smashers.
Like when you're.
Oh,
it
if
just
you
goes
were
straight
to
to your
perform an act. You're just hitting.
It's not going through. It's just face smash. Oh. So I think with that situation,
it's so small.
Yeah,
you're just hitting your face.
Yeah, terrible.
It's like a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah. So it's a threshold, but like no, and too big is not good either. Like I think it kind of you don't have any friction. It it desensitizes personally.
I get it everywhere I go.
Yeah. I mean, for anal, definitely, that's the thing. You don't want too big. But no, I don't really think too small matters. Mm-hmm. Too big matters. But like, it's smaller side, which no.
Like a normal average is good.
Yeah, and men think way too much about that.
Yeah.
Way too much.
No, guys, let me tell you about the biggest penis. No, I'm just kidding.
I can take it.
I just love messing with you.
So could she. So could she.
Take it. Yeah.
No. I take them all.
Prove it.
I don't think size matters.
Yeah.
But I've never been with someone with like a micro penis.
Yeah.
So I don't know how I would feel.
Or you wouldn't feel anything. I don't think.
Sounds like you have experience.
Going.
Thanks for having me.
Where can people find you?
At the Unreal Coral Osborne on Instagram, and coralosborne.com is my website.
Yeah, book a session.
Yeah, book a sesh.
Book a sesh, guys.
And Coral, the other half of this podcast is trying to be matchmaking. If a fellow is watching and he thinks you're beautiful and he's like, I want her.
Oh, yeah.
Are you available? No, they will. Are you available in this moment?
I am available in this moment. In this exact moment, yes.
Now.
Yes. I'll send them we'll post my bingo card.
After what I told you about the music and stuff like that, are you willing to reconsider Geminis?
Yes. The most attractive quality, aside from the insatiable curiosity, someone can prove me wrong and do it in a way that I don't get offended. Like that I'm just like, wow. And you just did that. So let's do
Geminis. All right. Well, I love you guys. Bye. Try to write a nice comment. Switch it up.